Hello everyone and welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Poppy's just eaten all of her dinner like a good girl does, so she's having a fab reward. See what I did there? We didn't have a Wisdom Wednesday last week as we had our quiz, kids quiz, so we are back to join you this week. So, we are continuing the story of the empty hand, and today's ideogram here is Tanden. So let's find out what Tanden is. That's not a tandem, that's a fab. Tan is a pictograph and diagrammatic character. If someone can tell us what they are, that would be useful, wouldn't it? The dot in the middle represents cinnabar, a mineral to which the Chinese ascribe magical, life-giving properties. The box around it is a picture of the hole from which cinnabar is extracted. Den, so Tanden, is a pictograph of a nice paddy, of a rice, not nice, rice paddy, seen from above, crisscrossed by the raised earthen pathways between the paddies. It means field. So we're talking about a life-giving field. Alright, let's see then. Let's explore further. Tanden refers to the human body's centre of gravity, which is the lower abdominal area below the navel, so just below your belly button. You can say hello to everyone.
Hello.
According to traditional Asian beliefs, this is also the area from which the body relays a form of energy that is called ki in Japanese, chi in Chinese, the energy that moves and changes all things in the universe. We did speak about ki, didn't we, when this came up. Ki and Tanden are essentially elements in all forms of traditional... No, we haven't. We did Ki. East Asian medicine, from acupuncture and shiatsu to herbal medicine. Tan refers to the essence of Asian medicine, and Den means rice field. The Tanden is not a single point, but a field spread out across the lower abdomen, which, like a rice paddy, can be divided into sections. The ideogram is a view of a rice paddy from above. People who actively develop their ki, whether doctors of Asian medicine or martial artists, often refer to various sections of the Tanden. A detailed description of the theories behind traditional Asian medicine is not within the scope of this book. It should be noted, however, that even if you are not a believer in ki or chi, you should still be aware that any activity in karate, from breathing to spinning kicks, should originate in the Tanden, the centre of your body. A simple straight punch, for example, would not be very effective if you only moved your arm and shoulder. When you launch a straight punch towards an opponent in front of you, you should step forward and lower your weight onto your front knee and fully extend your back leg for greatest power. In other words, you should make certain that your Tanden moves in coordination with your fist, arm and shoulder. Even if you are punching from a stationary position, you must turn your hips as you extend the arm, essentially twisting your upper body around the Tanden, or the strike will have very little force behind it. Like everything in karate, the greatest power comes from the lower body, where the Tanden is located. Here, just below your belly button, or where your fab is now. Similarly, when you breathe, you should use your lower diaphragm rather than your chest and shoulders. Using your upper body to breathe tends to tense your shoulders, which hinders movement. By focusing your breathing down towards your tanden, your breath will be deeper and your more body relaxed and limber. I think that's a mistake they've made in the book. You don't need to believe in ki or chi to apply your tanden in practice. In fact, the essence of ki and its effectiveness in combat is the subject of much discussion in martial artists. However, we'll agree discussion in martial arts circles. Some are believers, others are not. Most martial arts, however, will agree that regardless of their opinion of ki, awareness of one's centre of gravity, tanden, is essential to developing proper technique. Nicely. Right, Kumite. Let's find out what Kumite means. One of my favourite things for training. Some people, they possibly say their least favourite because with it comes a lot of anxieties and maybe even worry. But for everyone, it's a most important part of your training.
My daddy's birthday in how many days?
I think Daisy said my birthday's in 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days.
5 days. So, Kumi is a combined meaning and phonic character. The element on the left is a picture of the lumpy raw silk thread spun from a silk cocoon. The element on the right is a set of stacked boxes, which also indicates the character's pronunciation. Together, these elements express the meaning of interwoven threads, to cross, to join. And Te is a pictograph of a hand. What is Kumite? Kumite means training with a partner. It is made up of the characters Kumi, which means to cross, and Te, or hand. Kumite therefore means crossing hands with the person with whom you are working. There are 2 kinds of Kumite. The first called Yakusoku Kumite, or agreement Kumite, in a form of practice in which both partners agree upon a particular attack and a counter. The agreement may be one partner attack with a punch, the other blocks and counters with a kick. Oh, lost my flow there. The 2 then practice this sequence over and over. In this kind of training, each partner can focus on perfecting specific techniques without fear of the other reacting in unpredictable ways. When practicing Yakusoku Kumite, you should focus on timing and proper technique. The cooperative partner you provide the perfect opportunity for you. A cooperative partner provides a perfect opportunity for you to concentrate on polishing your form. The other kind of kumite is called Jinyu kumite, or free kumite. The partners fight each other freely, using any techniques at their disposal that are within limits of safety. This training sharpens your reflexes and teaches you to look for openings on your opponent's defense, as well as to predict when and how your opponent will attack. The way in which Jinyu Kumite is conducted differs according to school, but there is always a great deal of consideration given to safety. After all, it's a rather pointless studying karate to defend yourself unless you are constantly hurt in karate class. Nonetheless, there is no question that karate training involves some risk of injury. Just as you cannot learn to swim without getting wet, you cannot learn to defend yourself without acquiring a few bruises along the way. But there is a way to ensure that your kumite training is as safe as possible. It is, once again, cooperation. Keep in mind that everything doing Jin Kumite, you are working with your partner so that both of you can improve your skills. A bit of competitive spirit is fine, but harming your partner is not the object of Jinryu Kumite. Presumably you want to continue your practice, and you will be able to if you will not be able to if you constantly injure your partner during training. Treat your partner with respect and concern yourself with his or her safety, and consideration will be given to you. Boom. Right, so Tanden and Kumite. Next week we will be talking about Ippon.
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 Not Ippon.
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 And Wazari.
And Zali.
So, join us next week, 6 o'clock for Wisdom Wednesday.
Bye.
Got to say that.
Why are you saying?
That's it.